don't see John.
Hello, everyone. Good morning from my end, and welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with Heart. I'm wishing everyone a happy Wellness Winning Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for coming today. It's going to be fun again, especially as every Wednesday we look forward to uh, listening to and absorbing and also getting to understand One Global Movement's vision statement. So thank you guys so much again for coming. And these 2 weeks, as we all know, it's going to be very, very impactful. It's going to be loaded with a lot of information, but we can always go back and watch and take down notes because we will use these to help ourselves and our children and our families and our communities. So thank you again. And today we are in the Mantle of Hope Revolution Part 264. What is the impact of gender-based violence? What is the impact of gender-based violence? We've been examining the different kinds of gender-based violence, the causes of it. So we are going to be looking at the impact on us, on our children, particularly women and the young girls. So freedom, as we know, freedom from fear is a human right. We all know that. Freedom from fear is a human right. We were born with that. One Global Movement demands an end to gender based violence and a beginning of hope, safety, love, respect, and authenticity for all, particularly the most vulnerable population, which our women and children are a part, but now even young men. So it is all around the world, but we see it mostly in women and young girls. So in a world without gender-based violence, it is a world of limitless possibilities. And together we rise to create safe spaces, strong voices, brighter futures, and voices that speak with action from the heart, not just talking, which is what we are doing here in One Global Movement. So, what is the impact of gender-based violence? I'm going to give the stage to our beautiful sister Yvonne to, first of all, go with the mission statement, and then she can dive into the theme of the day. This is our day. Thank you so much, sister Yvonne. The stage is yours.
Thank you, sister. Um, so today, as we are discussing or continuing our discussion with the gender-based violence, I just have a quote here to start off. It says, "The abuse of women and girls is the most pervasive and unaddressed human rights violation on earth." This is what Jimmy Carter said in 2013. You know, he was a president. I'm not sure what number he was, but he was a president of the United States.
Can
This
you
is
read
in
that again, please?
He says the abuse of women and girls is the most pervasive and unaddressed human rights violation on earth.
Okay.
That was in 2013. So that makes it 11 years ago. And here we are still discussing it and still not saying it's been eradicated. So we've got work to do. All right.
Yes.
So the vision and mission statement of One Global Movement, which we call OGM. One Global Movement will support any organization, group, or individual that aligns with its global vision and mission, which is as follows. The mission of One Global Movement is to empower young people, children, and women worldwide with a focus on young women, providing them both tools and sustainable solutions that will help them eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, build generational wealth, while living a life of leadership and purpose. We believe that every child deserves access, focus to nutritious food, quality education, and opportunities to thrive. Through global collaborative efforts, innovative programs, and community engagement programs, we strive to break the cycle of hunger, illiteracy, poverty, and build a future where every child can build on their hopes and dreams while reaching their full potential. Together, through divine intervention, love, and clean, safe, and valuable technology, we can create a world where no child goes to bed hungry, no child is denied an education, and no child is limited to poverty or any condition that is not of their own making. It is possible. Our gratitude and tribute always goes to Mr. Ashmofara for bringing this world family together for the purpose of providing solutions to all sectors of the global economy, beginning with our children. Thank you, Mr. Mofara, and all the Unpassive Building team. We love you all and we wish you well. That is the mission and vision of One Global Movement. Thank you, Dr. Mundih. Do you have something else to say before I go into what I have to say today?
The
Go
stage
ahead.
is all your, sister. The stage is all yours. Thank you so much for always really taking the time to read the vision statement of One Global Movement in such a way that people will understand. And let us strive to understand this vision statement of One Global Movement. It's so
Yes.
important so that you understand what we are doing here, and so you
Yes.
will know how to contribute and also how to use what we are doing here to help ourselves and help our children and our family. So thank you so much, sister. Yeah, it's your day. You go ahead.
All right, thank you. So yesterday we really went into this gender-based violence, and we covered some of the impact already. We covered things like how it affects the individual, the economic empowerment, the family and community, and so on and so forth. We did cover a lot of those things. But today I just want to go from one other place where these abused survivors don't fare any better either. Like it just seems to be so pervasive, as the quote said. So the question is, what is the impact of this abomination? The impact of gender-based violence, we're calling it GBV, is a pervasive issue with far-reaching consequences that ripple through individuals, families, communities, and societies at large. Defined as harmful acts directed at an individual based on their gender, GBV includes physical, sexual, emotional, economic abuse, and now we're saying it affects them spiritually as well, right? Because we're one holistic thing. And I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm a Christian, so I come at it from that point of view, but that's not what I'm doing. We all have a higher source that we go to, wherever it is. This whole thing disproportionately affects women and girls. However, it can also impact men, boys, and individuals of diverse gender identities. The repercussions of GBV are multidimensional, touching on physical health, mental well-being, societal stability, and economic progress. Gender-based violence can profoundly affect an individual's faith or spirituality, often shaking the very foundation of their beliefs, and they don't have anywhere to run to. So, as I said, all corners are being attacked. And here's how it does that: a crisis of faith. Survivors of GBV may question their spiritual beliefs or the belief in a higher power, or lose trust in their faith communities, especially if their suffering is met with silence, victim blaming, or inaction. They may wonder, why did this happen to me? Why did my faith not protect me? How can a loving higher power allow such pain? These questions can lead to feelings of abandonment by their faith or spiritual guides. And then, secondly, spiritual guilt or shame. In some faith traditions, survivors might internalize blame due to cultural or doctrinal teachings that emphasize modesty, obedience, or purity. This can create a toxic spiral of guilt and shame, leaving survivors feeling unworthy or of spiritual connection or redemption. Because if you see those court cases sometimes, a woman will be denigrated until she just doesn't want to go on with the process, because they'll ask things like, what were you doing in that area? Or what were you wearing? Or, things like those. You're attacked, right? And then alienation from religious communities. Some faith-based communities fail to support survivors adequately or perpetuate stigmas surrounding GBV. Survivors may feel judged or ostracized, pushing them away from communal worship or spiritual practices. If you have a child out of wedlock, some churches, some religious places won't accept you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They won't give you any support. Then there's the loss of identity and purpose. For many, faith is a cornerstone of their identity, and GBV can strip survivors of their sense of self and disrupt their spiritual connection. leaving them searching for meaning in the aftermath of trauma. And then healing through faith. On the flip side, spirituality can also be a source of profound healing for survivors. Faith traditions that emphasize compassion, forgiveness, and renewal can help survivors find strength and a renewed sense of purpose. So, supportive spiritual communities can offer solace, understanding, and solidarity, aiding in recovery, balancing faith and healing. To navigate this complex interplay, survivors may seek spiritual leaders or counselors trained in trauma informed care. And that's happening more and more now. Many therapists are saying that they're spiritual based or even Christian based. So, you can always seek out those. You don't have to go to someone who doesn't have any kind of faith, so you don't have any support there. And that's not necessary anymore. You can seek them out. Explore personal practices like prayer, meditation, or journaling, or to rebuild their spiritual connection, or what are we calling it sometimes? Mindfulness. Just take it one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
Engage with communities that foster a safe, that's the key word, a safe and supportive environment for healing. Ultimately, GBV's impact on faith is deeply personal and shaped by individual beliefs. Remember, I'm saying that individual beliefs, whatever you believe in, it can shape you there, right? Experiences and the support or lack thereof within their spiritual circles. Recognizing this connection is vital in offering holistic support to survivors, addressing not just their physical and emotional well being, but also their spiritual health. For survivors of GBV, it often feels like adding insult to injury because survivors of GBV not only endure the physical, emotional, and social trauma caused by the violence itself, but may also face a secondary layer of harm when their spiritual foundation is shaken. For those whose faith is central to their identity and coping mechanism, this loss or crisis of belief can exacerbate feelings of isolation, hopelessness, and despair. This phenomena compounds their suffering as the very system that they might turn to for solace, faith, spirituality, and community can sometimes feel like they've failed them. Instead of providing comfort, these systems may inadvertently contribute to feelings of guilt, abandonment, or judgment. However, it's important to note that healing is possible. So I want to end on a positive note. When survivors are met with understanding, non-judgmental support, and a space to explore. Since Sister Sharon was talking about this yesterday, just somewhere to sit down and talk it out. Spiritual doubts or struggles, faith can be restored or even redefined in ways that empower them to rebuild their lives, which is what we're after ultimately. The process is deeply personal, and recognizing the potential for insult to injury is key to providing trauma-sensitive care and support. Reverend Martin Luther King says, "Now let us begin. Let us rededicate ourselves to the long and bitter but beautiful struggle for a new world." I'll leave it there, sister. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for really taking that stand on spirituality as one of the ways of tackling gender-based violence. The
Yes,
impact of gender-based violence, as we all know, is profound, really profound, and it is multifaceted. That
yes.
means it comes from different directions, not just one, because we are different. We are raised differently, and we live in different societies.
We
And
do.
these are far-reaching, affecting women, young girls, individuals, young boys, families, and communities across generations. You just said that that 11 years ago we were talking about it. We would think that by now it would have been better, but we are still here talking about affecting communities across generations, from one generation to the other. And there are so many reasons, but when you tackle it from the spiritual point of view, it becomes so impactful because, to me, whatever we do, be it good or bad, we have the belief, individual belief or cultural belief, that there is a higher power guiding us through, giving us the courage, giving us the love, giving us the strength, giving us
Yes.
the tools, the resources, especially mental or psychological, emotional resources to navigate the waters of life. We know
Yeah.
that. And these uh, gender-based violence, just like any other challenges that we face in life, I would take, for instance, in the case where somebody lost somebody that is so dear to them,
Mm-hmm.
they begin to question, why me, God? Why? Why now? Why
Yes.
me? Why not another time? Why my mother? Why my father? Why this? Why this? Why that? And that question, it is genuine to ask those kind of questions,
It
because
is, of
it is
course.
so difficult for anyone, no matter who you are, no matter how rich you are, whatever. It is a question for anybody to ask, because it is such a difficult thing to love and to lost at the same time. It is very difficult. We all
Mm-hmm.
want our loved ones to stay with us forever. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is the question of our spiritual understanding and our spiritual upbringing. Because when
Mm-hmm.
we understand the concept of life and death, when we understand why we are here, when we understand our purpose, we will cry, of course. We will question the validity of our own spirituality, but we will come back to the point to say, it was meant to be. Otherwise, that person will still be here. It's the same thing too, as you're talking about spirituality, as it involves gender-based violence. It brings a lot of challenges, and a lot of other things come out of those challenges, that it
Yes.
ends up affecting the individual so profoundly that sometimes it can even kill them. It can even
Absolutely.
kill them. And it
Yes.
affects their children, it affects their family, it affects their community. In the case where you just talk about uh, uh, a woman is being violated, a lot of communities, they are quick to judge the woman, they're quick to blame the woman. They said,
Yes.
you could have fought, you accepted it, you
Yes.
accepted it, you could have fought back. Tell me tell me who can fight somebody that has planned to rape somebody? Who can do that? A child. And sometimes they are doing that even at gunpoint. And
Mm-hmm.
and the stigma that comes with that, you go around and we say, look at that one who was raped. And that can deter you from employment. It can deter you from marrying. Some people don't want to marry women that have gone through rape. and
Yeah.
and we see it every day in our community. But the thing now is, it goes back to our spiritual base. What are we doing? Who are we serving? We all know there is a higher power. You and I didn't come here by accident.
No,
Right.
not
Did we find, even when you talk about excommunication, they excommunicate some women from the church. And it
yes, of
is so
course.
painful. They isolate you in the society. It is so painful. Imagine people dying from isolation, loneliness, stigma. Imagine this thing goes so deep than we are even seeing or even talking about. And
Absolutely.
therefore, it requires it really requires strong focus regulations that will help this population,
Mm-hmm.
especially women, because anything something like this, they will stigmatize the woman, but they will not stigmatize the man. So in some cases, they will say, oh, this is a strong man, as if strongness has to go that far to rape
Yes.
to rape a woman, to show
Yeah.
violence towards a woman or a young girl, to beat them up or to call them property. Does it really have to go that route? What are we
Mm.
teaching our young ones? If I as a mother, you as a mother, we as mothers, we cannot protect ourselves, or we cannot get protected. So what kind of
We
children are
protect
we
our children.
raising becomes the question. So spirituality is the big thing. Doing unto others what you want others to do unto you. Would you be happy if
Yes.
somebody does the same thing to you by
Yeah.
raping you, or by
No.
beating you up, or by degrading you, or by calling you names? This is what we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about here, because our children go through a lot. Imagine years ago, army people, they hijacked about, I think it was more than 50 girls in some country, took
Yes.
them in the
Yes.
bush, they become sex slaves to them,
Yes.
and they
Yes.
went ahead, they were carrying out their atrocities by killing other people. and and you're just wondering what is going on up here, what is going on up here. and
I
and
know.
and this calls for all hands on deck, because
Absolutely.
those people are doing that. You think they know? They're doing it because they don't know what they're doing. They must be sick up here, because no normal person will be doing those kind of things. So for you to bring this out this way, I think it is such a profound thing, because I've seen it. I've
Yes.
lived it through beatings,
Yes.
violent beatings. I've lived that. And so this thing becomes so personal to me. You
Yeah, I
know,
know.
it's, beatings is tantamount to raping. It's all the same things, you
It's
know?
violence. It's still violence. Yes.
Yes, it's still violent. So physical and psychological health is so important, but it cannot go without spirituality. None of this can be
I
done.
like I liken it to the fact that, sisters, say you've been on the street and you've been brutalized, and you make it to your embassy, and you think that's the last safe place for you. And every country has an embassy for other countries,
Hmm.
and the embassy turns you away. That's how it feels. If you don't want to say spirituality, if you don't want to say whatever it is, say you
Hmm.
think you finally hit on a safe space. You don't have any family support, you don't have any economic support, you don't get any health care, but you make it to the embassy. To me, that safe space is the last place where you can find refuge, right? Support and comfort. And you get traumatized there too. That's why I say it's like adding insult to injury.
So,
Where
yes.
where do you turn? That is so ridiculous. The judgment, how can that be? When they can see clearly that it's going on. First of all, they know it. And even if they don't believe you right off, the idea is to take you in and see where it goes. Trust you, believe you. But
Mm.
no, some places just turn their back. They don't believe it. And the court system, that's even worse, because, as I said, they tend to denigrate you and ask you all kinds of ridiculous questions, like, what were you wearing? To me, even if a woman is walking in the street naked, nobody has the right to her body unless she gives them that right. But some people
Mhm.
don't see it like that.
Mhm.
So don't nuns have been raped, and look at the way they're dressed. So you can't say, the woman was provocative or anything. I don't like, but those are the kind of excuses that we hear as to why somebody was violated.
Mhm.
What about violating children? Does it matter what they're wearing? So
Mhm.
it's just an excuse, and we have to stop making these excuses. No excuse is acceptable. None.
None, none at all. None at all. You're talking about embassy, as you will say. This is your last resort. You go there, they
Yes.
turn you away.
Yeah.
Think about parents that go to report cases like this. And you think, okay, now these are my parents, they're going to do the best for me. And now they
Mhm.
report the case. They don't care. They don't even care to investigate. They don't really care. They keep giving you excuses or upon excuses. And we do understand that sometimes they're short of staff. But things like this that concern children and women must,
Priority. Yes.
must take priority, must take
Yes.
precedence. This is
Yes.
so important, because if you turn a mother or father away, particularly mothers are being turned away, where
Mhm.
else can they go? Their mother will feel helpless. The mother will
Exactly.
feel that, what am I living for? Why do I have to leave when my child is not happy? My child has been violated. We see
Right.
this a lot in our communities. And talk about the physical injuries. You see a child, a young girl that has been raped. The young girl stands the risk of not even being productive, not having children anymore. The manner in which some of them are being raped, their reproductive organs are being destroyed, and
Yes. Absolutely.
so they suffer injuries that they will be dying with those injuries for life, severe injuries that are life threatening. And even if they are not life threatening, they're going to live with those things, knowing that I would never be able to have children of my own. It's a nightmare. It's a big
Yes.
nightmare, you know.
It is.
So
Yes. And yes. It's just so pervasive, and it's such an abomination. There's not even words to describe what it is. And if we say that we are a civilized society and we are protecting one another, especially the vulnerable people in our society, which are the children and the disenfranchised women, people who can't speak for themselves, what are we really doing? What is it that how are we civilized? That's
yeah,
what I'd like to ask.
no, that's not civil. That's barbaric. It's not
It
civilization at
is.
all.
It
So
is.
you talk about the mental health challenges. Survivors of gender-based violence frequently experience anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
depression, post-traumatic stress disorder,
All
and
of
feelings of shame and guilt.
it.
You talk about
And
chronic health problems. Long-term exposure to gender-based violence can lead to chronic conditions such as heart disease,
yes,
gastrointestinal disorders, and reproductive health issues.
yes,
These are problems that result from that problem. Now they'll be trying to treat this problem, and then the problem will lead to another problem. The individual just end up like a walking death. Like, to me,
yes.
sometimes I might not be the right thing, but I prefer to just go rather than to just walk the earth in that kind of situation. And I have seen them. And
Yes.
about a year or two ago, they called me with some ladies that went through violence, sexual violence, and they were asking if I can help. What could I do? The only thing that I could do is to send a little bit of token money because I couldn't
Yes.
do it. I
Yes.
don't
Yes.
have that power to go
Mm.
there and say, hey, why are you doing that? I don't have that power.
You don't. You
And I
don't.
try
Yes.
to call the embassy. Sometimes when you call the embassies, they don't even respond to you quickly. And they don't even want to listen. They say, call again, call again. And these are very urgent matters that we need to
Matters.
talk
Yes.
about.
Exactly. Exactly. They should have a way to escalate those things. Why are you calling? And
Mhm.
this is what, and give them the information that they have, and they would triage that, right? And they would, whatever else is on the plate, they would say, especially when you're talking about women and children who have nowhere to go and they're in danger of physical abuse. Like, of course, that takes priority. I don't know what to say, Sister Monday. It's just
Yeah. When you talk about isolation, survivors may withdraw from social circles. They don't want to go anywhere. They even don't want to go to school due to the
yeah,
stigma, the fear, and the shame that society has made that to be, leading to loneliness and diminished support network. Nobody to
mm-hmm.
support them because they isolate themselves. Because when you go, you turn to maybe the leaders, or you turn to the church. Nobody wants to support you. Isolation becomes the lifestyle, and isolation will lead to death in a lot of
Absolutely,
cases. And then some people actually even commit suicide because of that. They
of course
actually
they
do,
do. Of course they do.
and then
Yeah.
disrupted relationship. Gender-based violence can strain family and community ties a lot, creating circles of mistrust and division. And that's what you just said. And we
Mhm.
take it lightly because we are talking about it because we are fine. What about those that are involved in this thing is what matter. The economic impact of it is even was loss of productivity, like we said. Survivors may face difficulties maintaining
Of
employment
course, of
or
course.
education due to
Mhm.
physical or emotional trauma.
Exactly.
And a lot of them
Exactly.
they fall into depression that say, who am I? I am nothing. Now
Right.
this has happened to me. I don't know why it happened to me. Now
Yeah.
I am reporting it. Nobody is helping me. Who am I? I'm not
Yeah.
free to exist anymore. These are very
Yes.
bad situations.
Yes. So when they ask those questions and they don't get, because this is what spirituality is for, right? It tends to tell you that we don't know, honestly, and but this is what we're going to do. You can get through it. And you tell them about other people or what the support you're going to give, or just listen, let them talk to it over and over again until the strength comes back, because it does.
Mhm.
Because, if we live one day at a time and if we live in mindfulness, as we say, trauma is not to be taken lightly, but we can talk it through and talk it through until, because it takes time to build back self esteem and self confidence, right? And
Right.
so it's the safe space that's missing, the safe
Yeah.
space that's
Safe
missing. And
space. And we are here asking that we all provide that safe space for
absolutely.
everyone. Otherwise,
Yes.
we shouldn't be here because a
Yeah.
lot of kids have lost trust. Women as well, they've lost trust
Of
in
course. Of
family
course.
members and
Of
therefore in
course.
society too.
Of
So
course.
we are here asking that we come to that point of love to say, you know what? Through divine intervention, we are going to be those safe spaces for these women and children and for the young boys too, because young boys are also victims nowadays.
Anybody who needs it, Dr. Mundi, anybody
Yes,
who needs
yes.
it,
So
right?
many
Because
victims, particularly women and children, fall deeper into poverty due to financial
yes,
dependency on
that's
abusers,
right.
costs
That's right.
associated with recovery, and legal proceedings. And then
Yes.
there's economic burden. They think that they are economic burden on society because the cost of healthcare, legal aid, and support services to address gender-based violence adds a significant burden on not the national economy. We know
Oh, yeah,
this. And
we know that.
that's why when we say, okay, let's help to eradicate hunger, illiteracy, and poverty, this is exactly what we mean, because those victims, they don't have those services
They
because
don't.
of what they have gone through. That is trauma, first of all, and then they've been abandoned, nobody to talk to, even the leaders of the church, because that will be the finest place and the last place to go to for acceptance. But a lot of
Mhm.
them do not accept those kind of things, some of them, but some do help.
Yes, of course. That's why
Some
I'm
do
saying.
really help, so,
Yeah.
and this, we talk about generational impact. It will be like intergenerational trauma, because for a child to know that the mother was abused this way or the father was abused this way, it is intergenerational problem.
Yes,
Children
because
witness this kind of thing, gender-based
they they
violence.
become they become perpetuate. What do you call it? You know what I mean?
They perpetrate the same thing. They live the same life because
Yeah,
they didn't know any better. You don't
exactly,
blame them, because that's what
exactly.
they grow up seeing, and so
Yeah,
they're going to do the
yeah,
same thing. And this
yeah.
is emotional stress. You know,
Absolutely.
it, it's a whole lot of
So the
things.
most one of the things that we should be doing at the least is use our voices, and the internet is so available to us now. Almost everybody, even the ones who have problems with it, we have to find good groups or good platforms that's supports this, and there are many of them, right? When I was doing the research, there's Oxfam and all of them that have a portion, a designated area that they put aside for supporting this. I mean, it
Mhm.
shouldn't have to be like that, but there is. Almost every platform that is international in that sense has an area for support. Write or send something. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters the amount as much. Of course, the money is needed because
Yes.
everything takes money. But just to say, add my name to it, or if they're having a petition, or just like how we're highlighting this 10 days now of
Hmm.
the GBV,
Hmm.
just just lend our voices, because even just to say that there's synchronicity has power, right? And
Hmm.
when you add yours and add yours, it becomes. I'm hoping it becomes a catalyst point for
Yes.
saying that this is something that is now having momentum. You know how people don't know how to do something until they see others doing it, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I really do think that we need to just at least talk about it. At
Let's
least
talk
talk.
about it. And like you're saying, I'm really grateful that you're bringing out that point that we should research organizations that are already doing, because there are some organizations that have been there doing it. And then we can lace with those organizations. Most of the time is to support
Yeah.
them with something, and then you become part of them. So they also know that we are out here doing something. And thank you
Yes.
so much for that. And I know that you're going to be working on that so that we can join. I want to join so that One
Yes.
Global Movement can be on there. Our names, all of us need to be on there so they know what we are doing. And
Exactly.
hopefully they can also help us with other resources that we can continue.
Absolutely. And they will probably write back and say, what are you doing in your area? And then they can probably decide how they can coordinate,
Yes.
because it really is not going to come from above, because God can't come down and do it. He counts on us to do it. And the government is not going to just one morning get up and say, we're going to tackle that. No, they're too busy fighting the war on drugs and with all these kinds of stuff, which is a bad thing as well for our children. But if the
Mhm.
children aren't alive, if we can't protect them from violence, what is the point?
Yes. What's the point? That's the
Yeah.
question. In as much as I know this is too heavy for our mind, but in as much as gender-based violence is a severe violation of fundamental human rights, stripping
Yes.
individuals of dignity, security, and freedom, but there is
Hmm.
always hope and transformation, just like the one that you just talked, that we
Always.
need to find those
Yes.
organizations. The mantle of hope revolution seeks to break the cycle of violence. The Mantle of Hope Revolution, we're talking about One Global Movement, by
Mhm.
promoting awareness and education, just like we are doing here, to
Yes.
challenge harmful norms and stereotypes, and supporting survivors with access to counseling or just conversation, just to hear their story,
Yes.
legal aid, and empowerment programs, which we are going to be coming up. But we are doing that already, because you cannot talk to these people without empowering them economically or
Exactly.
financially.
Exactly.
That is
Exactly.
what we are doing, and we're going to continue to do better and bringing out more programs that we can do this. And then advocating for stronger policies is what we can also do. And
Yeah.
enforcement to prevent gender-based violence, and then to protect the survivors and to
Yes.
prevent it from happening to other people. These are things that we can do, and we can start doing them right now, as we are already doing. Talking
We can do
about it, that creating awareness, but also putting tools in place that will help them. In the case of access to counseling or legal aid, we can look for government institution, and they are there. 911 or others, when you call, you say, this is my problem. Or
Yes.
there are other numbers, like here in the United States, 211. You call, what do you need? Everything is there. A lot of people don't know that these resources are there.
It's the
Because when
same
you
thing here.
call
Yeah.
one, it doesn't
Yes.
work the way you want. You call another, but you cannot call without knowing. Ask. Don't die
Ask.
in silence. I know that a lot of us, we are so ashamed because of the way society is, or because of the way society treats those people. We are
Yes.
so ashamed to say it. Right here, sister, as we speak, a lot of us, we are afraid to say that I was abused as a child.
Absolutely. Yes.
For me, my
Yes.
grandmother encouraged me. Otherwise, I would have been hiding to dying in silence. But that
Yes.
has helped me a lot. We are doing all of these things. It's continuous healing too for me. It's not
Yes.
just helping other people, it's also
Yes.
helping me, because when you recognize your problem, you take steps to,
You
to
do.
to help yourself. When you also recognize that that same thing is can also affect other people, that is
Mm-hmm.
already healing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, we are in this together. The world cannot be a happy place for us without us coming together to really eradicate or
Yeah.
help those who are already affected with gender-based violence and other kinds of violence. Every other thing comes under this, whether we like it or not.
Yes, yes, yes. Because as we're saying, it's now affecting. Well, I don't know if it's now, but it didn't used to be so in our faces, but now it affects boys and men too. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it's just any kind of violence, as the Reverend Martin Luther King said,
Yep.
violence anywhere is violence everywhere.
Yes, of course.
Injustice anywhere is injustice
Yes, it's
everywhere. We are
everywhere.
one. We are one.
We
We
are.
are one. We are
We are.
one. And so it's time we remember that. And as you said, awareness is, I think, a key point, a key starting point. It's foundational. We start
Mhm.
there, and then we look for places that are already doing it, and we support those places, however
Yes.
we can.
And
Yeah.
anybody that knows places that are doing this, let us know here in One Globe. Bring it
Yes.
up. That is why we come together here, because we don't know all the resources. You don't know all the resources. When we
Nobody knows
bring
all that.
what we
There's
know, the
so
little
many.
that we know, we bring it together. We
Yeah.
would like to support these organizations. And the one that I was going to write to is United Nations. So that they know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
the number one that I know, because when we were doing the research, I'm sure you did the same thing too. We
I did.
went to United Nations to see that. So
Mm-hmm.
there is hope. When we at One
Absolutely.
Global Movement community stand united,
Yes.
hope can rise and lives can be
Yes.
restored
Yes.
to these people.
Yes.
Ending gender-based violence is essential for building a just, equitable, and compassionate world for
Yes. It
everyone.
is.
Please
Yes.
let us put
Yes.
this in mind. Some of us might be making the mistake based on our culture, not to blame anybody here, because some of the things that we do, we don't know them. And
We don't.
until we know, by coming together like this, we will not know that it is wrong. Some of the
Yes.
traditions are good, but some of them are harmful. Not
Yes.
everything is good. We need to stand strong against that, because what are you going to do if you
Mhm.
exit the stage of this life and your children will continue to go through those kind of things? You
Yeah.
know?
Yes. We
So,
we
thank
have to examine those social norms. We have to examine them and see, are they true and right? Right. We have to
you. Right.
examine
We
what we
must.
take for granted. Yes.
And we have to keep examining all the time, because nothing has to be written in stones. It
It
is
does not.
flexible. We can change if it's not working, because times changes, technology, new things are coming. We have to keep examining those things. You know.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Thank
really
you.
bringing this topic home today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, our beautiful audience. I highly appreciate all of you here. And together, we will champion the cause of women and children in the world, be them young or old, whether they are boys and girls, we're going to champion that cause in the world by coming together with the resources that we have. Thank you so much. And those resources are human anyway, and that's the number one thing. So when we
Yes.
say no more violence, we are saying no more harm, no more excuses, no more inequality unknown. I think I have to quote that out so that people can see it online and read it.
Okay,
So,
sister.
wow, Tanuja, how are you? We miss
Oh,
you. The
Mister.
mommies are in the house. Thank you so much, Tanuja, for being here. How are you doing? And how are the other mommies doing? Our love and greetings to all the Momin family. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Mr. Ashak Kumar, for being that persistent leader here for children and women worldwide. We appreciate you. And greetings to everyone. Thank you for joining us again on this wonderful Wednesday as we continue our mission to support children, young people, and women globally. Excuse me. OGM appreciates your time and presence for sure. Thank you. And special greetings to you, Tanuja. We really miss you here. Thank you so much.
We do.
And hello, Ballyhoo Pushpin Media. Sister Sharon, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us from your end. Hashtag One Global Movement. And she says, Happy birthday to everyone who is celebrating their birthday today,
Of course.
right? Happy
Mhm.
birthday, guys.
Happy
And
birthday.
our Nancy is here today. Welcome back, Nancy. And thank you for taking care of family. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am happy to be here with you, families. Yes, we're happy to have you. And sending prayers and virtual hugs to those who need it right now. Thank you so much, Sister Sharon. And let's go down here. We have Maria Just. How are you, Maria? Thank you so much for joining us from that end. We really thank God for everyone that is joining us here because we have a lot to do. But when we come together as one, that lot becomes so little that everybody will play a vital part in it. So thank you so much for being here with us. And our managing director is saying hello as always unusual to everyone here and welcome to One Global Movement. Speak with heart. I am late today because I'm so busy preparing for the play that I was studying
Yeah.
and forgot the time.
Good for you, John.
Focus on the play first, right? Because
we
we need
we like
to
we
watch.
like that. Yes.
All right. It's good. Then we have Cecile Wire. The picture changed. Remember, I said last time,
Yes.
Cecile
Yes.
Wire, this is a different picture. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It is so
Yes.
funny to see that picture. Hello,
Yeah.
Cecile Wire, if you're the same person, but
It's it's
it's
him. It's him. Yes. It's
thank
like
you
he's
so
asleep.
much. The firefighting uniform was so great, so we could identify you quickly. But that's okay. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate that. And then we have our little beautiful princess Otampa Pri. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us from your end. We appreciate you. And let's go down here. And Nancy says, I love our mission statement when it is for the world, not only for children. Thank you, Queen Yvonne Finn, for taking the time to read it to us. I encourage everyone to be familiar with it. Yes, we need to be familiar. And if you really need it, we can give you a certified copy of it so that you
Yes.
will know what we are doing. And then you can read it over and over and ask questions. Thank you,
Yes.
Nancy.
Absolutely.
Hello, John Barilla, hashtag JJB Tinman, hashtag One Global Movement. Thank you, Sister Sharon. We have Wajim Saki. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us from your end. We highly, highly appreciate you as always. And hello, and I like to wish a day of Thanksgiving tomorrow. Whether you celebrate or not, be thankful for what you have every day. Yes, every day, and a special one for tomorrow for the whole world. And John, if you can sing a happy Thanksgiving song, come and sing it. They don't let us play the other music because of copyright policies. You can be the singer here, John. Look for a Thanksgiving song tomorrow and let us sing. And you guys feel free to bring your meal, your turkey, and be careful not to talk when you're eating, okay? Just watch what you can eat, all right? So we are getting ready. My son just went and bought a whole bunch of things for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's so nice. Is he home? Yes, he is, right?
Yes,
Yes.
he's home for 1 week of Thanksgiving.
Good stuff.
Yes, yes. All right. Hello, sir Manoj. How are you? Manoj Jane. Thank you so much for joining us here today. How are you and family? Our love and salute to everyone in the family. Thank you. And let's go down here. Did I miss anything? Okay, good
No,
time.
yeah.
Hello, sir. Good time. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us from your end. We highly appreciate you. And thank you for doing what you're doing online. I see you at work online,
Mm,
just like Nancy and other people. I see that a lot. There's no need to even call our names here because I know that all of you are so bent on really helping these women and children. I see it all the time. Just so you know, we see
yes,
all of those things. We
we
see them.
do.
So thank you
Yes.
so much for everything. And let's go down here. We have Praveen Kumar. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us here today. We highly appreciate you for supporting women and children worldwide. And we have
Mhm.
our brother from the sunny Pretoria, Brother Levi. How are you? Thank you
Mhm.
so much for joining us here today. We love and appreciate you. Thank you.
And
And let's go here. We have Sanip Mina. Our
yes.
regulars are coming back again. They took vacation. They are coming. Hello, Sanip Mina. How are you? Thank you so much. We are so happy. You know, we can't do this, seven of us here or
No,
eight. We cannot
no,
do it. These
no.
seven women here cannot. That's why we are encouraging everyone to join us. No matter if you're just sitting or you just want something to be talked about, or you see something in your community concerning women and children, please, we need to talk about that. And if you want to talk here, that's fine. If you cannot speak English, let us know, and then we can try to make arrangements if we can, please. So it is so important that we take part in, everybody comes and take part here because children are raised differently. They are born with unique gifts. We all are different, and it shouldn't just be seven women on here doing the work. We need all the different perspectives of the things that we are doing
Yes.
in the world. So thank you so much for joining us, Mina. And let's go down here. Okay, we have. Did I miss anything?
No, I didn't see that. And I see John saying hello to Sir AP Medusa then, but I don't see him. But maybe, oh, there
Oh,
he is. Okay.
now
Yeah, there
yes.
he is. Yes, yes.
Hello, sir. The Mandra Raval. How are you? Unpassive future bright for everyone. Yes.
Yes,
It's already
yes.
bright because we are here because of Unpassive. And I think it's already bright. It's going to keep getting brighter and brighter. So thank you so much for recognizing that.
Mm-hmm.
Families, don't forget. Nancy is back though. You guys don't forget that. Families, don't forget to press the big thumbs up. Subscribe if not yet done. So turn on the notification bell and share with families and friends. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for that reminder. And we have Sir AP Madhusudan, and thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to join us from your end. We appreciate you. Thanks to all who are celebrating Thanksgiving. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And let's go here. And you see here, we always, this is, if you love what we are doing here, which we should, if you even love just a pinch of what we are doing here toward women and children, it will just be a good thing. And this is the least that you can start doing before you
Yeah.
do more later, is to go to One Global Movement Facebook page and you like it and you follow. This is going to help Facebook to send us resources that will help, and they've been sending it. But the more we do it, the more they take interest in sending us resources that will help us help these children. Please, the same thing too with YouTube. When you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell, you put your thumbs up, it will tell YouTube that they need to do more for us, please. And this is how it works in the
Mm-hmm.
digital world. So help us do that by taking just a minute to do these things. So thank you so much for putting that link there.
And for the videos, it has to be everyone you put out. It's not just one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Just
and
remind
it's
everybody.
for
Yeah.
all the videos. It's not just one. When you
Yeah.
subscribe, that's good. You
Yeah.
subscribe, you turn on the notification bell. You're going to get notified when we go live or when we have new content or when any special thing is happening
Yeah.
here with
Yeah.
One Global Movement. But every time that you are here on here, or every time that you go back to watch the video, you're rewatching it, still to put the big thumbs up. 24/7 all the time. When you're watching every video, keep doing that. It will create a lot of ways and resources that will enable us to help women and children better. So thank you for
Absolutely.
reminding me about that.
You're welcome.
And special hello to you, Mr. Barilla from Sir Maho Sudan. And we
Yes.
have our sister, Veronica Ampim. How are you? We miss you, sister. And you are here today. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Yvonne Square, and everyone. Yes, both of us. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we're going to be here. Bring your chicken, bring your mashed potatoes, bring your rice, bring your vegetables, your fruits, and your drinks and everything. You're going to see me eating here. Okay? Feel free, because that's the way we're supposed to behave with children, with all of us, without restriction. This is a day of celebration, and you're going to hear the different ways in which Thanksgiving is celebrated all over the world. At least from my own culture, I am going to be talking about it here. Thanksgiving is very, very special. I'm telling you, come here tomorrow and hear about it, and hopefully you can also write something on how you do it in your own culture.
It is so special that we already had ours here in Canada since October because we had to be first.
I know, I know. You guys were first. Yes, I celebrated with you guys. You guys were
You
first.
did, I know. So you have two.
Yes, yes. I have all over the world. Everywhere they're celebrating, I'm right there. I'll be there.
That's good. You know, you can't give enough thanks because we do have things to be grateful for. So yes,
Every day, every
every
day,
day. Yeah.
every day. So thank you so much. And this also is a reminder for us first, and then our
Yes.
children, to keep that gratitude journal going. I will show it to you.
Yes.
Gratitude. If you can read it here, gratitude.
I see it.
You
Yes.
have to have that gratitude journal every day, because you can never lack things to be thankful for. Your
I have
life.
several of these all over the house. There they
Yes,
are.
I
Be
do too. I
grateful.
have millions since from Cameroon. I've been filing like
I know. I
it's a
know.
library, and it is
It's
so
a,
great. It's good because when you are thinking about publishing a book, you go back. You will
yes.
see what you're writing. It will be so easy for you to just even put those
Absolutely.
things in order.
Yes.
So let us
Yes.
encourage just three things every day. You're alive, you're breathing, you woke up, you know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then you ate. You have
Yes.
clean clothes on, you have a roof over your head. Those are the
Yes.
things to be grateful for every single day. And then you can add more,
You're right. You're right, sister. Because even though we're tackling very serious subjects here, there is always, if you're alive, find something to, I can see, I can walk. It
Mhm.
starts there, right? Ground
Mhm.
zero, as they say.
Yes.
Because there's a saying, while there's life, there's hope.
Yes, yes, there is. We are talking this, like you say, these things seem so gloomy, like life is
Yeah.
gonna end right now. No, there are great things, more great things happening in the world than this, more positive things. So when we are talking about this, we're just creating awareness. We don't want to discourage people, but you have to know so that you can know the extent to which you want to help. This is very
Ah,
important. But
there you go.
we have a lot. We
We
have
do.
been so given, but what about those that don't have that opportunity is what
Yeah.
we are talking about here.
What we're saying. Yes.
Not
Everybody should have it. Yes. Everybody
yes,
should have it. What we're saying. So yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. The managing
Mhm.
director says we are one family here at One Global Movement and on Passive. Yes, we are, John. We are, certainly. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And then
Yeah.
Sir AP says, Yvonne Finn and Dr. Mundih, all friends, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag on Passive. I really
Amen.
like when you guys hashtag on Passive a lot. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
know because it
one
does help.
we will not be here.
It
Okay.
does help. Yes.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you and welcome, Sister Veronica. I'm paying special greetings, sister, to you. And Sister Yvonne Finn and Brother John Barilla. Special, special, special.
She gives him 3 A's. Hey, brother Barilla. That's
But
funny.
this is the fun we have. You know, when we talk about these things, we have to dilute it because we
We
don't
do.
just live with all these hard things. We
No.
live with a lot of light-hearted things and positivity. So
Yes,
when we
yes.
talk about this, we bring it around. Thanksgiving, let us come here and laugh and talk. And even if you want to sing, sing. If
I'm
you're
not singing.
silent, come on here and sing. If
I'm not singing.
I wish my son I could have told him maybe he could have played the piano here for Thanksgiving, you know? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we're going to play for Christmas. We're going to celebrate One Global Movement Christmas before the 25th. So we're going to do
Okay.
that. Let us come here in red and stars and the blue, the moon, everything. Let us come here to really uplift our spirit and to tell our children that they are the champions of the world, right?
Amen.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So thank you guys so much, sister.
Thank you so much.
I will just give the closing to you. It's special,
Yeah.
your special day. So go ahead.
So it's just a small line. It's a big line though. It says violence will not be overcome by silence, as we're talking about highlighting it. Every survivor has the right to be heard and supported. It's an unknown person quote, and we have the right and the duty to act. So they have a right to be heard, but we have to act.
Yes.
That's what I want to leave us with, the knowledge that it's not going to go away by itself, as I said. We have to allow these people a safe space where we can support them, but then we have to act however we can, any small thing.
Thank you. Thank you. You heard her very, very well. Silence cannot end violence. So let
No,
us keep talking and taking action. Thank you guys so much. I'm wishing everyone happy Thanksgiving because we are so in it to win it. We are so
amen.
in it to win
Yes.
it. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And if you can't make it tomorrow, hey, you will be with us in
Enjoy your family. Yes. Thank you
enjoy with
so
your
much.
family and you'll be with us in spirit. So thank you so much. We
Thank
love
you,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.